How's it going, everybody? I hope you're having a good day. This is beginner music theory video number 2, I guess. We covered the metronome and counting in the first one, so it's kind of this is a truer start to music theory, although counting stuff is definitely theory, but most people, when they think music theory, don't think like time signatures and stuff. When we're going to think about them that way to a degree, but today we're actually going to cover some more about notes and things like that. And we're going to start with scale building, how to build a major scale. I'm going to show you this. The Roman numerals at the bottom, I will explain a little more in the next video. For now, just kind of get your brain used to seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in reference to a major scale as those Roman numerals. It will help you out in the future. Next video, I'll explain that more. Now, where the C, D, E, F, G, A, B are, you can see that above it I have this little, like my version of a W. I hope you write them better than I do. You got W, W, H, W, 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 H, which gets you back to the C, right? What that is that's a whole step, half step, whole step, half step, brings you back to 1. That is how a major scale is built always. It is always built from 1 in that succession of whole steps and half steps. Okay? Now, another awesome drawing I made of a keyboard for those of you who may be interested in learning the keyboard, right? Hopefully you know this. If not, I'm going to tell you right now. All the white keys, there's no sharps or flats. So you've got C through C. D's in the doghouse, right? D is the one between 2 black keys. C is a whole step. That's called a whole step. Why? Because there's a black key in between. C is a whole step below that D. If you go up here, where that last half step happens, you see there's no black key there. B to C, and we've talked about this, I'm going to reiterate it, is a half step. E to F is a half step. It's not a whole step. You know, your brain at first wants to tell you that, oh, okay, every time a letter changes, it's a whole step. That's not how it works. So if you take a look at this keyboard here, we got whole step, half step, no black key, whole step, half step, no black key again. Now, notice on that B, got a little circle there, a little circle guy. That's going to be important in the next video. I'll bring this back for the next video too. That's how you build a major scale, and I'll show you quick on a guitar too. And what we'll do first is run it just down a string. We're going to go E to E, and I'll do it for you. Whole step, half step, whole step, half step, we're back home. Okay? And that's how you would build a major scale always. If you start from here, whole step, half step, whole step, half step. I recommend you get very, very familiar with that whole, half, whole, half, until the shapes become kind of just ingrained in your head, and then you can kind of drop that. It's important to kind of know, though, or always kind of keep in the back of your head, and here's why. The G major scale on the guitar is whole step, half step. So anytime your strings are tuned in a fourth, because remember, down here it's different, that's a half step. That shape is a half step. So say you were thinking of it like this is 7, and you were like, okay, I want to cook up a major scale from there. So you got half step, half step, whole step, half step. So then you can kind of like build a scale from different points as you memorize the succession of wholes and halves, and you can, build, for example, we did E. So you want to start from B. Okay? Well, we know now from B, we got another whole, and then a half, and then we start over. So we go whole, half, there's our E. Then you just start over. Whole, half, whole, half. And you're up to another E. But you added 7, 6, 5. So if you know the steps forwards and in reverse, you can start to fill out. Same with a piano or a keyboard or any instrument really. If you know where the notes are, you can fill out in a major key away from it, depending on what you're aiming at. Like if you start from the D, but you're thinking that it's a 4, then you know to go up. You're at that point of whole, half. But if you're thinking about going down, you know that you got to go down a half, whole, and then you're at 1. Okay, so I just trying to make that more brief. In the other videos I've done today, I've just lost my train of thought and not explaining things the best. So I'm going to keep this one a little shorter. I feel like that's kind of all that needs to be said about that. Next video, we're going to talk about chord building. So that's going to be cool. Hopefully you like what the stuff that I'm talking about and learn about music theory. If you do like it, subscribe, share it with your friends. Have a good day. You're doing awesome.